there's a quote, if I can remember it. I've been working on it.
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson was one of my favorites. Thomas Jefferson said, "If free people do not do no wait that was one earlier." He said, "I know of no safe depositor of the ultimate powers of a society but the people themselves. And if we think them not capable of exercising their control with a wholesome discretion, the remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their discretion by education." And he said that is the true corrective of the abuses of constitutional power. So this gets back to the educational issue. We haven't been teaching the right things in our schools. Kids ought to be learning, when they learn to spell, they ought to be learning how our federal government is supposed to work, the basics of our freedoms, the basic where they come from, our principles. And then we're not dumbed down to the point where we just go, oh, well, if they tell us to do it, I guess we'll do it. They go, wait a minute. No, I think there's some laws that say you can't do this. But if you don't have that knowledge, you just get run over, and ignorance is a terrible thing. And I believe there's been an effort to dumb down the population concerning our rights and our freedoms so that we can be controlled. And so I believe strongly in educating people so that they can stand for their rights.
I think that, and I'm just going to be open with you. I take what Thomas Jefferson said a little bit different. The one thing that I have slant with Thomas Jefferson, and from that particular quote, which I've heard now, and usually it's in the area of discussing Convention of States, Article 5, and all those kinds of things. The Convention of States is interesting to me. Understanding Article 5 is interesting to me. And what I also find is interesting is where an emphasis is put on that those people would be educated so they're not dumbed down. My question is who gets to authenticate that? What moral body gets to determine what that education is, so the moral outcome actually occurs? Mm-hmm. And is it possible for a country like ours? I mean, we could say, all the pilgrims came to the North Americas, and then others came with them, and we began to establish colonies, and then we were being taxed. I mean, if I really follow Romans 13 hard, I would say this United States was a rebellion, and that would be against God.
Well,
and that would be against.
That's not the right interpretation of Romans 13, though.
No, see, I would agree. And in an agreement with that, I would say, but where are we now?